Dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. Welcome back to the Freakquency podcast. I am your vampire host, Draculo. And this is my tiny bat co-host, Negrito Baby. Together, we come from the underworld to bring you a momentous... Sorry, take two. Together, we come from the underworld to bring you a momentous occasion, otherwise known as La Frecuencia! Soy un vampiro. Put subtitles for all my English folk. Soy un vampiro. Yeah, what's up? I got my tiny little bat son being so cute right now, bro. Oh my God, bro. Little cat belly hanging out, lonjitas busting out, bro. He's adorable, man. But yeah, I'm officially a vampire. You might think I'm a vampire because it's spooky season. Oh my God, it's spoopy, as some of y'all say, you basic bitches. It's spooky season. Pumpkin spice is out. Starbucks just unrolled their pumpkin spice lineup, which means it's officially fall, which means it's officially spooky season. But no, that's not why I'm a vampire. Me? I'm a vampire because my sleeping schedule's all fucked up right now. My sleeping schedule did a floop. It did a 180. And now I sleep all day and I'm awake all night. Like un pinche vampiro. I when I fall asleep, I hang upside down from the ceiling fan right there and I just me. Or however Dracula would sleep. Also, what did you guys think of that vampire impression? Did I sound like Count Chocula? Or that motherfucker from what is that show? A B C D. I want to say Elm Street, but that's the spooky guy. That's my boy Freddy Krueger. What the hell is that kids show, bro? What that Elmo's on? Sesame Street. Do I sound like the vampire from Sesame Street? I don't even know what that guy's name is, bro. Sesame Street was way before my time. I really didn't grow up with it. I grew up with like I don't know, Courage the Cowardly Dog and Cat Dog. A lot of shows with dogs. But I grew up with all that stuff, bro. Anyways, completely off topic. I'm a vampire now, bro, because my sleeping schedule's all out of whack. And my sleeping schedule's all out of whack because last week was the opening night of Universal Studios Hollywood Horror Nights. Never go alone. Horror Nights, HHN, over at Universal Studios. And every year, I decide to be a scare actor for that joint, bro. I get in there and I scare the living shit out of people because there is no better feeling. There is no better feeling than inciting fear into the hearts of strangers. Than absolutely scaring the living shit out of someone you don't even know. Than freaking little kids out. Little kids and people in wheelchairs when they're coming through the maze, easy targets. I'm getting you. Don't think you're off limits. I'm scaring you directly. Little kids because it's fucking hilarious. Have fun growing up with trauma, thanks to me. Thanks to me. And then people in wheelchairs, you scare them, they literally, you scare a person in a wheelchair and they're like, and they just like put their hands over their face, but they can't go anywhere. Where are you gonna run to? I'm sorry, but dead ass. I love scaring people in wheelchairs because they can't run off anywhere. They can't go. You're inciting fear and they have to sit there and take it. What kind of sadistic fuck am I, bro? But if you scare someone that's pushing the wheelchair, Negrito Baby clocked out, by the way, if anyone was counting. We have to start a timer at the start of every episode. At the start of every episode, we got to set a timer and see how long Negrito Baby hangs out. Today, 4 minutes. 4 whole ass minutes. But anyways, when you scare someone that's pushing the wheelchair, that's even funnier. Because then you come out and you scare them and they're like, and they let go of the wheelchair. And then the wheelchair just starts spinning out. It just keeps going, bro. And you're like, whoa. Wheelchair on the loose. Somebody go get that thing. So yeah, man, I'm scare acting at HHN. This is my second year doing it. It's a whole lot of fun. I can't tell you guys what role I'm in. I can't really tell you what maze I'm in either. It's confidential. I can't disclose any of that information until The run is over until the season's done. But I can give you a hint. I'm in a maze, one of the biggest IPs this year. I'm in a maze that's about a pop star turned horror icon. He's in his horror icon era. And he sings a song that's like, never need a bitch, I'm what a bitch needs. And he also sings a song that's like, save your tears for another day. And he also sings a song where it's like, I left my girl back home. And he also sings a song where it's like, often, often, girl, I do this often. And he also sings a song that's like, do you like the way I flick my tongue or no, or no? This whole podcast is just going to be me giving off hints and singing songs for the next hour. But if you still didn't get it from that, bro, you need to listen to the fucking radio, or you need to get cultured in pop music, because this motherfucker's always on the top 40 hits, top 10 hits. He's a Billboard legend. And if you still can't get it, bro, then God bless, my brother. God bless. But yeah, I'm in that maze, and I can't tell you where, but pull up, and I will scare you. And if you're in a wheelchair, even better. I will scare the fuck out of you. And if you're a child, I will inflict trauma that you will have to go to therapy for the coming years, for the next fucking coming of age years of your life, for the prime key moments of your life. I will be all you think about. You will see me in your nightmares, when you go to bed and you shut your eyes and you turn the lights out and you think there's a creepy crawly in your room. All you will get is PTSD flashbacks of Draculo popping out of the realms of the underworld to scare you when you were a child. So yeah, come see your boy Draculo. It's cafecito time right now. I'm just kidding. It's not cafecito. It's the blood of my enemies, because I only drink blood because I am a vampire. That was kind of like a redneck vampire. That's an ugly laugh, bro. Hey, yo, man. I'm Draculo, the redneck vampire. Oh, shit. But yeah, man. I'm working that event. And something I realized working that event that just kind of hit me like a train of bricks again was how tired you get from working this event 4 nights a week in a row, Thursday through Sunday. It just gets really tiring on the body, really taxing. And when you're doing the same movements like 100 times a night, and you're popping out and executing the same scare and doing all this stuff, it gets really just like tiring on your body, bro. After like the first 2 or 3 days, every time I would move my shoulder, it was just like, like a fucking squeaky door, bro, or like a squeaky floorboard or something. And then every time I would move it rapidly, it would just pop, snap, crackle, pop, like a Rice Krispie, bro. And I was like, God damn, motherfucker, I need some WD-40 for these joints, bro, because they ain't what they used to be, Playboy. They ain't young and limber. I'm not made of rubber bands and silly string anymore, bro. I'm a man now. I got glass bones and paper skin now. Everything hurts now. I'm not as limber and loose as I was in my teenage years, bro. Soy un hombre. Soy un Draculo. That's the funniest name for a vampire, bro. Draculo. Or my dad has a vampire name, Dramacula. Dramacula. And you call someone a Dramacula when they're being overly dramatic. Overly dramatic vampire, Dramacula. But yeah, man, my bones are snap, crackle, popping. And also, since the hours are so flipped, I go into work at 4:30, and I usually don't get out until 3 a.m. I don't get home until 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. Sun's borderline coming up when I'm finally tucked in and ready for Z's, you know? So I sleep all day, man. And just this pattern constantly in and out and in and out and in and out. By the end of the week, you're like dead tired. You're dead beat, bro. You know, you're still giving it all you can in the sets, bro, because mama didn't raise no bitch around here. Mama didn't raise no bitch. We shotgun a Celsius and we run straight into the fucking maze and we scare everybody we need to scare because we're putting on a show. Y'all came to see me. I'm not going to disappoint you. You want to get scared? I'm finna scare you. But just know when I get off set, I'm like, oh, Papa's kind of tired. Papa's kind of tired. Dracula's tired. Draculo wants to sleep upside down. He wants to become a bat and just slumber for the night. But yeah, man. And so Sunday, which is our last day, I went out to eat with a bunch of friends. And then they were like, let's go to Wii Spa. Let's go to Wii Spa. Let's go to Wii Spa. It's like, keep in mind, it's like 4 a.m., 4:30 in the morning. And I was like, you know what? Wii Spa, for those of you that don't know, is a Korean spa out here in L.A. And the first time I ever went, I was like, wow. I was like a kid in a candy store. I came into fucking Wii Spa like a whole new world as I saw a bunch of naked Korean men with their little flingas out. Their pingas and their flingas and their chingaderas just hanging around. But it's a Korean spa where you go, you get butt-ass naked, you take a shower, and then you can use the steam rooms, the saunas, the hot tubs. They have an ice bath. They have sleeping rooms, massage chairs. You can get actual massages. You can book a massage or a facial, whatever, bro. It's a spa, and it's really just relaxing and nice and peaceful. You go there for peace and tranquility, and sometimes I like to get into the steam room to meditate. I take a deep breath in. Hold your breath at the top and exhale. Hold your breath at the bottom and then repeat. And I do that in the steam room and it feels nice, bro. It's really, it clears the mind. It clears los pulmones, the lungs, and you just feel all around better. And then you go up a floor and it's the co-ed floor. You have to put your pants back on. You can't run around the co-ed floor with your pinga hanging out. But you put your pants on, you put a shirt on, you go up to the co-ed floor and it has a heated floor with these little mats. They're kind of like yoga mats, but a little thicker. And it's these mats, and you can grab as many mats as you want and just sleep on the heated floor. And then they also have a clay sauna, a salt sauna, a jade sauna, a sauna that feels like Las Vegas because it's literally 205 degrees. So I just call it the hometown sauna because that shit is hot. But if you've been to Vegas, oh, the devil works hard in Vegas, playboy. That shit is hot over there. So they have all these saunas you can do. But at night when we pull up at like 5 in the morning, it's just a sea of people asleep on the heated floor on those little mats, all Korean style. And it's bro, I sleep so good. A little sweaty. It gets hot because the floor is heated, so I'd be sweating in my sleep. But you lay down a mat, you get this little fucking pillow that looks like a brick of cocaine that they seized from some port in Miami somewhere, coming in from Colombia or Puerto Rico or something. But you get this little cocaine brick pillow and you sleep on it. And so once I did all the saunas in the men's locker room, I came up and I met my coworkers in the co-ed, and we're all tired, bro. It's like probably like 6 a.m. by now, 6:30. The sun's completely out, but you can't tell because there's no windows in this bitch. So we take a sleep. And bro, the minute my head touched that cocaine brick pillow, I was out. I was fucking gone, bro, because I just worked all week. My body is tired, and now I'm loosened up. My muscles are limber. I feel like a fucking wet noodle because I just hit, the ice bath, hot tub, steam room. I come up, the sauna for 15 minutes. Oh, I get out. I'm feeling loose. Loosey-goosey. That's your boy. And so I fall asleep, and I'm slumbering. I'm sleeping heavy. I'm in dreamland. And then all I hear is boom, 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 gang, 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 boom, 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 and I awaken and I look at everyone else that was asleep on this floor, and they're all like rubbing their eyes, like, what the fuck? Gee whiz, what gives, And we look, and they're renovating one of the fucking rooms, bro. And I look at the clock, and it's 8 in the morning. I've been asleep for like 2 hours, if that. It's 8 in the morning. And my body is like, oh, fuck. My body is literally eating away at its muscle fibers. It's eating away at the fat. It's trying desperately, clinging on to sleep, fighting to fall back asleep. And I wake up with bags coming, fucking Louis Vuitton bags coming down my eyes, all the way drooping down my fucking face to touching my chin, bro. The bags are sagging off the side of my face like a turkey gobble, like one of these things on a turkey, and it's just smacking up against my chin because that's how tired I am. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on, bro? And they're renovating a room. They're renovating one of the saunas at 8 a.m. And I was like, bro, no shot. I looked at my girl, because I went with my girl, obviously. She was there with the group. And she was awake too. And she's like, bro, what the fuck? And I was like, baby, I'm going home. And she's like, for real? I was like, yeah, oh, you think I'm not? I said, bro, I came to relax, to find peace and tranquility and be serene. And now they're doing fucking construction right in my ear in the room next to me? Oh, hell no. So I grabbed my shit and I went home, bro. And my girl followed and we came here and we slept like fucking king, like the king and a queen, like kings and queens, bro. We passed the fuck out here and I didn't wake up until like 4 p.m., 4 p.m. that day, bro. And man, I slept good. But in that little brief glimpse of no sleep, where I only got like 2 hours and I woke up and I felt my body just so tired mentally, my brain was like a fucking grenade just went off next to me in war, and I was just all my ears are ringing like, and I'm looking around all fucking foggy, and there's Korean people just crawling from casualties of war. Not really, they were just crawling as they woke up to realize they were doing construction. But that's how I felt, bro. And I was like, damn, sleep is vital. Sleep is important. And that little moment right there kind of inspired me, and a little bit of brainstorming afterwards, but kind of inspired the topic for today's podcast, which is something that a lot of us take for granted. A lot of us really just like overlook, and we don't get the right amount of sleep that we should be getting. And that's the importance of sleep, bro. Because when you're not fully rested, you're going to perform shitty. And once I actually started researching into the topic, I didn't realize how much sleep genuinely benefits and affects your life, your everyday life. One night of shitty sleep, one night of like 4 to 5 hours can have detrimental effects to not only your mental health and your cognitive performance throughout the day, but also your physical health in that short-term period and long-term over time. There's so many diseases, just terrible physical illnesses that can happen from getting not enough sleep, from being wakefulness for X amount of time for too long, bro. And I'm going to get into a lot of those details right now. Without further ado, let's get into the nuggets for today, bro, because today's podcast is about sleep and proper rest. And now that I'm working, I need to realize that I need to sleep and rest properly. So my experience with sleep knowledge, if you will, is, I was always told, try to get at least 8 hours of sleep, and that sleep is very important for building muscle, for rejuvenating muscle, repairing those tissues that you tear down in the gym, the muscle fibers, all that stuff. But that was really my full extent of sleep. I was like, okay, I know sleeping makes you feel good, so you're not tired. And once I really started getting, religious into the gym, I was like, you need to eat, sleep, and train harder than you did the last time to see progression and growth in your physical physique and in your body goals and all this stuff. So once I started hitting the gym religiously, I would try to get 8 hours of sleep every night, at least, or more. I'm not a heavy sleeper. I'm a light sleeper, but I sleep a lot. That's what I meant by heavy. I sleep a lot, and I love to sleep a lot. So I started getting 8 hours, and of course, you just start feeling better. Your body gets into a natural circadian rhythm, which is your sleep cycle. Your circadian rhythm is your sleep cycle. So I would wake up at around the same time every day, and I would go to bed at around the same time every day, and I would end up getting anywhere from 8 to 10 hours of sleep nightly, and that was nice. But once I actually started researching more about sleep, past muscle growth, past, okay, I sleep for this reason, which was gains, was the reason I was sleeping so much. I was like, oh, I should probably sleep for a myriad of other health benefits. And like I said, this gets overlooked a lot, man, a lot, because I feel like a lot of people, especially young people, and I've fallen victim to this as well back in the day, were like, oh, we can sleep when I'm dead. I'll sleep when I'm dead. I don't need that stuff. I'm young. I'm young and beautiful and healthy and dumb. I don't need to sleep. Sleep is not for me, baby. I don't need that. But no, I remember back in the day when I was working valet, I had this night where I went to work in the morning at 7 a.m. and I get out at 3. And then I would go home, meditate, and then I would go to class. And I would be in class, I think it was from 5 to 10 or from 6 to 10. And then I got out at 10 p.m. And then my boy KO hits me up and he's like, yo, we're hitting the club tonight. It was like a fucking Wednesday, dude. And I was like, I don't know. I got work again the next morning at 7 a.m. And he's like, just come out for a little bit. It'll be fun. And I was like, whatever. I'll go have a drink or two. You know, that old lie that we tell ourselves before we go out. I was like, I'll just go out, hang out with the homies, have a drink or two. So I go out and we're at this club until 2 a.m. when they close out here in LA. And then we went back to his place and we were just drinking and hanging out and partying, and it was a big group of us and just having a good time. And then I looked down at the clock and I was like, fuck, man, it's 4 a.m. And I was like, I have work at 7 a.m. I have work in 3 hours. I work in 3 hours. And I lived in North Hollywood at the time. I was like, I'm not going to drive home, shower, do all this stuff. I was like, I had my uniform in the car. I was like, I'll just keep partying and drive from here straight to work. So around 6 a.m., I was like, all right, I love y'all. I'm going to work. And they were like, damn, bro, you're going to work right now? I was like, oh, yeah. Someone's got to put food on the table. Papa's got bills to pay. I got cats to feed. I didn't even have cats at the time. But I was like, one day I'm going to be a cat dad and I'm going to have cats to feed. And I need to know what that's like, what those expenses are like. I need to save up for that day, man. So I took my ass straight to work at 7 a.m., bro. And I pull up and I was working with my old coworker, Ben. Mwah, love Ben. Such a stand-up fucking amazing guy. But I get there and Ben's like, geez, man, you look like shit. And I was like, yeah, I haven't slept at all. And he's like, for real? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, well, good luck with today's shift. I'm going to go take a shit. And then he left and he took a shit. And I was just on the valet drive. I remember, bro, just like I just got out of a war zone again. Just and then a guest would come out and talk to me. And they'd be like, wah, 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 I'm sorry, what did you say? Can you go get my car, bro? And I was like, oh, shit. And I stayed up through my whole shift. I fought the urge to fall asleep. But I remember the second I got home, I clocked out at 3. The second I got home, I slept the rest of that night, bro. But it's like, why did I abuse myself like that? Because I was a dumbass 21-year-old kid, bro. And I was like, oh, I could do this. I could power through this. It won't affect me. One night of I've pulled all-nighters before. I pulled all-nighters in high school to get book reports done. I pulled all-nighters when I was going to acting school to study a script to do the scene the next day. I was like, and I'm fine. It's never affected me that much. But that was one of the days in my adult life where I was like, I can't be doing this. I can't be doing that, bro. Yeah, I'm young, and yeah, I'm made of plastic and elastic right now, but I was negatively feeling the cognitive side effects, the physical side effects, and I was driving people's cars. And here's a little fun fact I learned before we hit an intermission. So 16 hours of wakefulness, after 16 hours of being awake, is where you start to see physical and mental deterioration. And that's just, feeling weak. You start to get mentally tired, mentally deteriorated, yada, yada. But after 19 to 20 hours, which is what I was that night at that shift, or that morning at that shift, 19 to 20 hours of wakefulness, you're as mentally capacitated and deficient as someone who is legally drunk behind the wheel. After just 19 to 20 hours of wakefulness, you are at the same mental capacity as someone who's legally drunk behind the wheel of a car. And I was driving other people's cars, which means I was at the mental capacity of a drunk person driving other people's cars to park them at my valet job, which is crazy. And when I learned that little nugget of information right there, I was like, that makes so much sense, because when I got behind the wheel of other people's cars, I was like, Jesus fucking Christ, Jesus, take the wheel. Jesus, take the wheel, take it from my hands. And I just I put my hands behind my back and I just hit the gas and hope for the best. I said, hope nothing bad happens, because I can't drive right now, bro. And yeah, man, that's crazy to think about. And that's just 19 to 20 hours of wakefulness. 19 to 20 hours of wakefulness. You think about it, I feel like some of you are probably watching this podcast right now on 19 to 20 hours, or at least on 16 hours. We got to get sufficient rest, guys. I'm going to hit an intermission, and when I get back, I'm going to go into a little more nuggets that I found out. and wrap this thing up for y'all. Mwah. I'll be back. I'm back, baby. Draculo is back in his lair to speak prophetic words of wisdom to the sleepy, tired peoples. All right, let's get back into it. So when I was brainstorming this topic of conversation, I was on FaceTime with my girl, and she was giving me ideas for what to talk about. And then I remembered that wee spa moment, no sleep spa moment. And then I started brainstorming the topic of sleep with my girl. And she had mentioned that when she's running on no sleep, she gets angry and emotional, which is a completely normal side effect of lack of sleep. But she also mentioned a great point that when she doesn't get sleep, she can't really remember what her day was like. So when she has no sleep, she doesn't really remember what she did throughout the day. She described it or related it to being drunk, how you wake up and you have no recollection of the night before. It's kind of hazy. It's kind of like, oh, I don't really remember too much. And she said she feels like that. And I was like, And then when I started researching more into the topic of sleep, I actually came across this, which perfectly explained why she felt like that. It said a lack of sleep prevents the brain from being able to make new memories. You can't commit new experiences to memory. You quite literally, your brain is like, the hard drive is full. You need to go to bed. You need to rest up. You need to charge me because I can't hold any more storage. I can't hold any more data because I'm not working at my max capacity. And so when I clicked those two pieces together, I kind of had like a what the hell moment. I was like, my girl can't remember anything because quite literally her brain is not allowing her to remember anything because she's running on no sleep. And I thought that was really cool. Another big one for my no sleep crew out there, my nocturnal folks. Try to get 8 hours of sleep because when you're running on no sleep or you get literally, I think it said anywhere from 5 to 6 hours, you get a greater risk of dementia and Alzheimer's due to a buildup of beta amyloid, which is a toxic protein which leads to these two diseases. It is linked to these two diseases, and when you fall asleep, your brain naturally clears out the beta amyloid. And amyloid. I'm not a fucking scientist, bro. I'm just bringing the facts to y'all, but I don't got no PhD in this shit. This is just my studies. My conclusive research has brought me to this. But when you're not running on a lot of sleep, your brain builds this toxic protein chemical, beta amyloid. But when you fall asleep, it clears it all out. And then it builds it up throughout the day, the next day, and then it clears it all out. But if you're not sleeping, it just continues to build up. And at a certain point, when you hit a certain threshold of all that toxic protein in your brain, in your skull, you start to get symptoms and you start to increase your chance of dementia and Alzheimer's. So again, 8 to 12 hours, baby. Get 8 to 12 hours of sleep. You might think 12 is too much, but for some of us, 12 is not enough. Like you need to get 8 to 12 hours of deep ass REM sleep. If you're dreaming, you're sleeping properly. If you are playing cinemas in your fucking mind while you're asleep, you're sleeping properly. Another one that is crazy is that when you're pulling an all-nighter and you're not sleeping properly, or you're running on 4 to 5 hours of sleep, you have a 70% drop of immune cells from just one night of 4 to 5 hours of sleep. And this 70% drop has been linked to cancer, bro. Literally cancer. So one night of 4 to 5 hours of sleep drops your immune system by 70% and is very easy for cancer to build up, cancer cells, which this is news to me. Fun fact, nighttime shift work is considered a probable carcinogen by the World Health Organization. You know, who? The World Health Organization? Those motherfuckers that made COVID-19, they classified it as the worst thing ever, but then also they were going back and they were like, it's not that bad. And they were like, wear a mask. And then they were like, you don't have to wear a mask. And then they were like, get the vaccine. And they were like, does the vaccine even do anything? So I don't know how much I trust these motherfuckers, but I do trust their sleep studies because sleep is tried and true. It's something everybody does all the time. Every living animal has to sleep. I think besides the bullfrog, every living animal sleeps. At some point, they have to shut down. They have to rest. That's just a part of being alive. That's a part of being a living creature on God's earth, is you have to sleep and you have to rest. But nighttime shift work is considered a probable carcinogen by the World Health Organization due to the link between a lack of sleep and cancer. So a lack of sleep increases your risk of cancer due to your immune system being more than halfway checked out. Is it 50%? No, 70%. That's 3/4 of the way that your immune system's just clocked the fuck out. So I imagine if you're susceptible to cancer, if you have a higher risk of building cancer cells, you probably have a higher risk of just getting sick in general if you're not sleeping right. You probably have a higher risk of contracting el 19, COVID-19. You probably have a higher risk of contracting the monkeypox. No, I'm kidding. Monkeypox probably happened just by touching a cochino, you know? But you probably have a higher risk of even the common cold coming around and slapping the fuck out of you, bro. On a regular day, cough into my mouth. You think I'm going to get a cold? I'm well rested. I had an immune boosting energy shot this morning. I drank a smoothie. You're not going to fuck with me, common cold. But on a day where you caught me slipping, I only got 4 to 5 hours, common cold making me its bitch. Making me its bitch, bro. So sleep, 8 to 12. 8 to 12 hours. And then I already told you guys about the wakefulness. The wakefulness is crazy. So how can we sleep better? That's the real question. Your body is a creature of habit. You know how cats, I don't know if any of you have cats, but cats kind of are on the same routine daily. They kind of do the same stuff daily, and they don't really like to break up their patterns. Cats take a lot of naps throughout the day, the cat nap. I'm not telling you to take a cat nap, but your body is very similar. That your body is a creature of routine, a creature of habit. It's something that's been instinctually built in us over time. And I was touching on the circadian rhythm. Your body gets used to falling asleep and waking up at around the same time every day. That's why some of you are like, I can't sleep in to save my life. My body always wakes up at 6 a.m. Good. That means you have a great sleep schedule. That means you have an amazing sleep cycle. That's good for you. So continue this circadian rhythm. Stop trying to fight it. Stop trying to go out. If your body's tired at 10 p.m., go to fucking sleep at 10 p.m. Don't try to fight it. Don't force yourself to stay up. Don't drink a coffee or an energy drink past noon, really. Technically, past noon is the best time. Sometimes I fall guilty to this, and I'll have a ghost energy before the gym at like 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock. But give into your body's natural circadian rhythm. You're going to sleep better. Also, I touched on this in the last podcast, but pantallas, screen time, and just screens in general before bed, knock that shit out like an hour before bed, bro. No cell phone use, no TV, no any of this. I know a lot of people, bro. I have a lot of friends that claim they can't fall asleep without the TV on or without some sort of light source. But in order to fall asleep quickly and have the best sleep, you need to have like a jet pitch black room, bro. The perfect temperature to fall asleep in is anywhere from 60 to 67 degrees Fahrenheit for that room. And that's pretty fucking cold. I love to sleep in the cold, bro, because I love when it's just fucking frosty. I can see icicle particles building on my fan, and I can just snuggle up under a bundle of covers, bro. But I sleep like a baby. If you got the heater on when you're asleep, wrong. I'm not going to tell you it's wrong, but you're going to sleep better and more comfortable and stay asleep. Fall asleep faster and stay asleep in a cooler temperature. As I was saying, don't be on your phone right before bed. My girlfriend is the biggest one for this. She's always on TikTok right before bed, which I imagine a lot of you guys are. Don't be watching Netflix, watching some TV show, doing all this stuff right before bed. You're not going to fall asleep as quick as you'd like to, or you're not going to sleep as well as you'd like to. Some good things that I can recommend to fall asleep. I don't do this a lot, but I know a lot of friends, and I have heard a lot of success stories of people reading before bed. Because reading kind of tells your brain that we're slowing down, okay? All the adrenaline, exhilarating, crazy shit that happened throughout the day, that we did throughout the day, is all coming to an end. We're winding down. We're reading right before bed. And also reading is just a great skill to learn and acquire over time, you know? But reading before bed can help you out, can put your brain in nighttime mode, kind of shut you down. I mentioned the temperature, turn off your phone, computer, all that stuff. Yeah, and keep your bedroom dark, man. Also, this is a little fun fact. My dad told me. So my dad's also not a scientist or anything either, so take it with a grain of salt. But my dad told me that your body recovers more from the gym or from some sort of, say you like scratched yourself and you have like a scar cut and the healing process. Your body heals, recuperates, and recovers better in a dark room. Your bones, when you're growing up, your bones grow better that way as well, is when the room is jet black. Because when there's a light source, your body, though you may be asleep, your body is confusing it for, oh, it's daytime, we're awake, like yada, yada. So if you really want to get a good, hearty, wholesome, nice, just well-rounded, nutritional, balanced sleep, dark room, no electronics, cool as hell, 60 to 67 degrees Fahrenheit, you're going to sleep like a fucking baby. What else we got in here? The perfect amount of time, I already kind of mentioned it. Try to shoot for 8 hours. 8 hours is like the sweet spot. 7 hours will suffice. Anywhere above 8 hours is for some people, sometimes you need that. Listen to your body. A big part of meditation or doing any sort of strenuous activity, going to the gym, being an athlete, stuff like that you hear a lot is listen to your body. Listen to your body. If you wake up after sleeping for 7 hours and you're still dead tired, maybe sleep an extra hour, maybe sleep an extra 2 hours. If you sleep for 8 hours, you wake up, you feel perfect. Get up, start your day, continue. Because another symptom of depression, I know we haven't really talked on depression or anxiety, but those motherfuckers creep up in every aspect of your life. And if you're not sleeping enough, that's another mental cognitive thing that can happen to you, is you are at a higher risk of, I don't want to say contracting, but at a higher risk of amplifying or developing symptoms of anxiety and depression, because your brain's basically on high alert from lack of sleep. But a symptom of depression is sleeping too much. I remember one time my dad called me. This was back when I lived in Tahunga. This was probably like 3 or 4 years ago. And I woke up at like 2, bro. I was sleeping all day and my dad calls me in the middle of the afternoon. He's like, hey, what's up? And I was like, hey, Dad, like sleepy voice. I was like, yo, what's up, Dad? And he's like, are you just waking up? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, do you have la depre? Son, no. Do you have la depre? Which is depression. And I was like, no, I was just tired. And honestly, I probably was fucking depressed at the time. But that is a stereotypical cliche symptom of depression, is always wanting to be asleep, because you can't feel anything when you're sleeping. You're not going through good times. You're not going through bad times. There's an amazing song lyric by Front Porch Step where he's like, I love to sleep because I pretend that I'm dead. And it's like, that's kind of what you do when you're depressed. You sleep because it checks you out of life. You don't have to face or tackle any of the things that are happening in your life. So don't sleep too long is what I'm trying to say. Anywhere from 8 to 10 hours will do and suffice. For you bodybuilders and you weightlifters like me, 10 hours is kind of the sweet spot, in my opinion. 8 hours is good, but that extra couple hours really gives your body the proper ample amount of time to rest and recover. And what else I got in here, bro? Yeah, leads to depression, anxiety, mental health problems. As I mentioned with my girl, she said that she gets very emotional and angry, and lack of sleep can cause irritability or mood swings, that's kind of a given. I feel like we all know that. And another thing that can do to the physical body is it can cause headaches, weight gain, and poor vision. I've personally never had poor vision. I don't gain weight a lot, but I know that weight gain is a big one. I know a lot of friends that work late night jobs as like nurses, overnight nurses, or overnight. I worked overnight valet for a while, but there's a lot of people I know that work overnight, and they're essential workers, if you will, and they're doing the Lord's work, putting themselves out there, making sure other people are okay, helping others, and giving back to the community or whatever through their line of work. But these people, there's been a couple friends where I'd see them and I'm like, oh, they look great. And then I see them a year later, 6 months later, and they've just kind of inflated. They've put on a lot of weight, a lot of mass. And it's just, I'm not going to pin it directly on sleep. It is a lot of lifestyle stuff that can be the source. And it's also a lot of variables, a lot of factors. So I'm not going to pin it on one thing. But lack of sleep can definitely make you gain weight, can definitely give you headaches, bro. Kind of like migraines, bro. I know sometimes I get like crazy migraines if I'm lacking sleep. And it's just crazy that it's overlooked a lot, especially in the workforce, bro. When I had a job, there'd be some times where I'd get out at 11. That was when I'd clock out. I'd get home by 11:30. I'd shower, go to bed. I'm not in bed until 12:30. And I'm expected to be back at work at 7 a.m. That quick turnaround. And it's like the big guy that's hiring you, the mega corporate conglomerate, you are just another cog in the machine, you know? They don't give a fuck if you're getting proper sleep. You got to be the one that looks out for you. You got to be the one to say, hey, pause. No, I'm a human being. If you want me to act like a human being, if you want me to function and maneuver like a human being, you got to give me the proper rest. I got to get the proper rest. And you have to get the proper rest, man. 8 to 10. I know I said 12, but now that I'm thinking about it, 12 hours kind of seems like depression sleep. So anywhere from 8 to 10 is the sweet spot. And yeah, man, this is something that I feel like I never really learned in school. They never really teach you these things growing up, you know? And when you're growing up, you don't want to sleep. You don't give a fuck. But now that I'm older, now that I'm wiser, now that I'm a little more experienced, if you will, this is something I take very serious, is my sleep. Because I like to be present in my life, man. I like to make new memories. I like to enjoy the company I'm with. I like to enjoy the things I do and have a recollection of them later. It's a big reason I stopped drinking, is so I can remember things when I go out, so I can build actual confidence. And one of the big key features of working on yourself and of feeling complete, of feeling like yourself, of feeling present, is just getting a full night's rest, man. So that's all I wanted to talk about on today's podcast. I just kind of thought of that because, you know, I didn't sleep at Wee Spa and I felt like shit for that little drive home. From the drive from Wee Spa to my house, treacherous. The trials of treachery. I was like, I need my sleep. And then I slept all day Monday. I slept most of Tuesday, bro. And that was my body telling me like, hey, you need to rest. You just gassed yourself out working the first week of Horror Nights. Your body's not used to that. Sure, I go to the gym every day. You know, I'm hitting squats, deadlifts, all this stuff. But like I said, your body's smart, man. And your brain is really smart at learning things and then being like, okay, we know this, and then kind of keeping it baseline. So that's why you don't get too sore after you start hitting the gym consistently, because your body has grown accustomed to doing squats, to that movement pattern. Your body has grown accustomed to benching, to that movement pattern, deadlifts, all the core exercises that I was doing. But my body's not accustomed to popping out like this and scaring people and doing all this stuff. So then there was some soreness. There was some tension. My body tired itself out because I'm doing new movements that are foreign to me that I don't do all the time. And so, of course, after that first week, I was tired as hell, man. And I feel like I'm rested up. I'm ready to tackle it again this week. But yeah, if I was feeling that, I imagine a lot of you guys are feeling the pressure of not getting enough sleep or just not sleeping enough. That's really all I can say. With your jobs or with school, I have a lot of friends that are in school and class still. Just be sure to set some time aside to get the proper amount of sleep. There's always going to be a party. There's always going to be a club. There's always going to be a night out with friends. And yeah, you can always sleep. But I would rather enjoy those moments, like I said, and be fully present. Be well rested. Enjoy that moment instead of go out and all I think about is, oh, I should have stayed home because I'm kind of tired. That's happened to me a lot when I go out. I go out and then when I'm out, I'm like, I should have just stayed at home, bro. I'm so tired. If you're tired, just fucking stay home. Just stay home, bro. It's not a big deal. So anyways, guys, mwah, go take a nap, get your 8 to 10, and live your best life, man. I hope this was educational for some of y'all. I hope this is kind of like known information, but it's also overlooked. We take sleep for granted. So stop taking sleep for granted. It truly is a blessing. It truly will make you feel amazing, rejuvenize, rejuvelated. I'm just making up words over here. But anyways, as always, I'm sending love and positive energy your way. Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of the Freakquency Podcast. Be sure to homicide the like button, teabag that fucking bell notification, and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys next week. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. You're tired.